Greetings, Dr. Ahmed. This short video is made to demonstrate how to use the prolog system that I created for you and delivered as proposed in my proposal. This demonstration will give you that point. Let's share this screen. There we go. I've downloaded to my system and configured the SWI prolog, also known as SWPL. We'll start it now. Over here. Here we go. And here is its window. Bring that into view. I have in this program two files. This bankauthorized.pro has the prolog code, and bankfacts.pro have what in prolog are known as facts. You can think of it as data. Let's examine the files, then we'll work through some examples. I will use edit to locate these files. I use prolog with the file extension .pro. They kind of like .pl. That conflicts with my Perl work. Now when I search for all files, there they are. Okay, so this bankauthorized.pro. Bring this over here. This is code. And again, files. Next is some data. Let's start with the facts, just the facts, man. In this file, I have three basic facts. I defined some users, such as one here, Alain. It has a username and password. This is the user Alan. This is his password. This is the user Heather. This is her password. I have these IP addresses. These are the systems that I've defined. I have three systems here. I have IP 1234, IP 4321, and 10, 20, 30, 40. And I'm going to write some tests based on the hours that people work on various systems. So here, this example has a user Alan, works on system 1, 2, 3, 4 between the hours of 9 and 17. This user may also work on system 10, 20, 30, 40 between the hours of 12 and 17. Those are the facts that I can have defined in here. I may add additional facts. I could define entirely new facts. In this file, I can build new facts. I can edit this file manually. I could write programs, scripts on the system to write onto these files. I could even put code in here. In fact, for example, this test overrides something that looks up the hour of the day in my prolog code and replaces it by something that says it's 12 noon. I do that so I can consistently test. I would take this out. I would going into production or move in a different fax file, something like that. But those are the facts. And here I have some code. Primary predicate, that's what you call a function in Prolog. It's this here, authorize. I can authorize someone for full use. Right here, I have a user, an IP, and their status is full access. And to do that, I say if their natural behavior is allowed, then that qualifies as full access. But they may have pending access. If they have some access at unknown hours, that's what those underbars mean. Means any hours of the day. If they can actually get onto a system at some hour of the time, then we execute a password check. Further on in this file, I have these natural behaviors. I've decided that a natural behavior is using a system during your working time, which I look up. I could define more natural behaviors by putting equivalent predicates with the same calling convention, but different code. That would be another natural behavior. This is satisfied if this matches, allows any of the various natural behaviors. The rest is more code. You'll notice down here at the bottom, it always gets the facts. Now, let's get this Prolog program ready to use. I use consult because I want to run bankauthorize.pro. And in it goes. And it's this text in green here is what you would expect if it compiles. And it is done. Now, I have some examples cited here in the code. This first example, I want to find out what access user Alan has on system 1, 2, 3, 4. To do that, I type this query. And so there I have Alan, the IP, 1, 2, 3, 4, and access. This will tell me what, if any, access Alan has on that system. It says Alan has full access. I'm satisfied with that answer, so I type dot. That's the first example. Second example, I want to find out what access, if any, Heather has on 4321. Therefore, I will ask this query. I'll just paste it. Here it goes. I want to authorize Heather on 4321 and find out what access Heather has. I have to enter a password. I happen to know her password. And it says, yes, you have pending access, Heather, because you knew your password. Another example, what access does Ahmad have on 10, 20, 30, 40? Here it comes. Oops. There are no values to return for access for Ahmad. Ahmad does not have full access or pending access on that IP. The return is false. Now, what if I want to find out all the users I have in the database that can access system 40302010 with full access? What users have full access to 40302010? I propose this. And it will see what users you fit this query and gathers them as users. And there it says, from the data that I have, the users that have access are Bart, Grandpa, Lisa, Maggie, Nelson. There you go. I can also find out what IPs a user has access to. For example, I want to find out what IPs user Alan has full access to. So in this case, I am gathering an I, which is in the IPs position. User is Alan, access is full. The response says that Alan, at this time, 12 noon, could access IPs 1, 2, 3, 4, and 10, 20, 30, 40. Those are the examples I've offered. We're through. We exit with the command halt, H-A-L-T dot, and we are done. Stopping to share and